making some quinoa cereal for Jax because he is allergic to the rice cereal, so we're going to try some quinoa. It's really high in protein and really healthy and good for babies, and apparently it's easy to digest. So I'm going to make some because I had no idea where to start, but it's really similar to if you make homemade rice cereal. But here is the recipe. So I found it on, let's see, wholesomebabyfood.com? Yeah, wholesomebabyfood.com. I think it's a great resource for, I found a whole bunch of, sorry, I'm just cooking, homemade teething biscuits and things like that. So a lot of homemade stuff and great information on baby food, especially if you're making it yourself. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I just bought the organic quinoa in the bulk section because it was on sale and I usually buy it at Costco. But anyways, so I'm going to take 1 cup of quinoa and grind it in my magic bullet so it's really powdery. I'm going to pass it through a sieve. It doesn't say to do that, but I'm just going to do that because quinoa is known to have a couple bumps, even though this is washed and treated, or not treated, but just washed. I just want to be sure. And then I'm going to boil 2 cups of water, add it to that, and go from there. I just let that get into a really nice powdery consistency. I'm just going to pass it through the sieve a couple times, and then add it to my boiling. My sieve is picking out, so it's a really important step because the magic bowl is not perfect. So I'm going to pass that through a couple times, and I got this nice powdery consistency. It says 1/4 cup of powder per 1 to 2 cups of water. So I'm going to do about 1/4 cup of powder. I'll probably have lots left over, but hopefully I'll get to make this a lot more times. Fingers crossed it isn't going to react. So I've got my 1/4 cup of quinoa powder to my 2 cups of boiling water. I'm just going to add that in there and whisk till I can't feel my arm anymore. So hopefully this will get nice and thick. And then probably turn the temperature down. Yeah, I'm going to turn it down to medium because this is getting bubbly real fast. So that's what it looks like. I'm just going to record a little bit longer because when I'm making it, I like to know, is this supposed to happen or no, or whatever. So this is what it looks like. This is what it's supposed to look like. Those bubbles are just diffused, and I'll probably take a spatula to the corners. But I'm hoping for a very similar consistency to the rice cereal that I made for Jax. But we'll see. I'm probably just going to take a spatula and there's the sides, quite a bit of grains on this. This is about 5 minutes into it, and maybe more like 8 minutes. It's been about 8 minutes, and I'm just whisking to avoid clumping. It's starting to get a little bit thicker. I'm noticing the pot was way up to here in water, as you can see in the line, and now it's fizzled right down. I've got it on about a medium heat here, and I'm just whisking like a crazy man. So hopefully it starts to thicken up. I can definitely feel it thickening up really quickly. After this point, it's just getting thicker and thicker pretty fast. So I will keep you guys posted. I'll probably keep going for another 10, 13, 7 minutes since I last updated, and it's getting fairly thick, but it's still going pretty slow. A lot slower than the rice, that's for certain. So yeah, we're just still whisking. It's actually bubbling quite a bit. Yeah, so it's bubbling quite a bit. But I'm just continuously whisking still. It's not getting any, it really is thickened up around the 6-minute mark, and it hasn't really thickened up too much since then. So I'm just going to keep whisking away and see how much thicker it gets. I don't think it's going to get quite as thick as the rice cereal did, but I'm expecting a much thicker consistency than that. Alright, so it's been another 6 minutes, and it's getting nice and thick. It's almost like a very thin oatmeal consistency now. I'm not whisking it quite as heavily because I find that if I just let it kind of bubble for a few seconds, it thickens up faster. So I'm just stirring it consistently, and it's definitely thicker. So it's almost actually where I would just stop now and I could give it to him like this, but I'm just going to keep going a wee bit And yeah, this is looking pretty awesome. So it's only been like another 2 minutes and it's getting super, super thick now. And just like every minute it's getting way thicker. So this is about the consistency that I wanted for him. And so I'm going to stop here. But you could just keep going and keep letting it get thicker. And I am anticipating that when I let it stand, it's going to get even thicker. I didn't scrape it on the sides and I really wish I would have, but I couldn't find my spatula. And I was doing a couple other things. So yeah, this is looking awesome, and I'm just going to let it stand for a little bit, turn off the heat, and then separate it and put it in I'm going to see if I need to thin it out with any breast milk, and then if not, I'm just going to put it in my baby cubes and freeze it.